Good afternoon, folks. Thank y'all for joining us. This is Glenn Glasper, affectionately known as Mr. Dollar Out of a Dime, and you're watching the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we share real life situations, but we provide real life solutions. And our guest today is the king himself, Mr. Tycoon. And we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff today, man. We I don't think there's any topic that we'll cover in real life real estate investing that you can't handle. So basically today, one of the major things we're gonna talk about is whether you have a deal or a dud. And this is what I'm finding in the market is that's a lot of what we need to talk about. Yes. We definitely need to get into that. So let's tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been investing in real estate?
Okay, I've been investing in real estate the last 18 years. So I haven't taken a break from it. However, I did get hit like everyone else when the bubble happened. You know, some people say it's 2008, 2009. Some say it was early as 2007. So I have been through the storm. I've been to the top, been back to the bottom, but I'm back again. And so, you know, I'm excited to be here with you. First of all, I just want to say thank you for doing this program. And
thank you definitely for being here. I definitely want to say thank you for doing this.
Because for those who are watching, those who are watching live right now, those who may watch this later on, the main thing I want to say to you right now, the very first thing before we even get started, is you have to learn before you earn.
Absolutely.
When he's talking about making $1, because this is Mr. Make $1 out of a dime. Meaning saying take nothing and make something.
That's right. That's right.
And in order to do that, you got to learn first.
That's right.
See, even if you look at the word learn, if you drop the L, you got to earn.
That's right.
But you must learn first before you earn. And so watching programs like this, being in mentorship programs with this gentleman right here, or myself from earnwithtycoon.com, you know,
yes,
shameless plug.
Got to put that in there.
But you got to learn first. This is a business, and you know, the brother asked me, make sure you just, can we just tone it back a little bit? So I'm going to say it like this.
No,
it's
man, keep it 100,
sophisticated.
Man. Keep it 100, man.
But we just make it look easy.
Yeah.
So, you know, Rick Ross said it first, but he said it a little different manner. But let's have some fun. Let's share with the people. So let's shoot.
Well, so you said you've been in the business 18 years. So yes. Tell us, and you said you've been through everything.
Yes, I've been through the bubble when short sales was great, when wholesale was great, when the banks was giving away money. As we say back then, if you can fog up a mirror, you can get some money.
That's right. And
I remember those days. Saw all the scam go on back then.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people who was in the business then aren't in the business today because they never learned the business. They learned how to borrow money.
Right. Well, I fogged up a whole bunch of mirrors back in the day.
Okay. So did I.
I fogged up that mirror quite a few times.
Right.
But you know,
we learned.
Definitely, and that's the major thing. Like, and you said something real key. You said the ones that learned are the ones that are still in it.
Right.
You know, the most valuable lesson I learned, and I share this with you, something that you probably didn't deal with, was when the bubble situation happened, I didn't continue to invest.
Right.
You know, I took my money and ran.
Right. Most of us did.
Yeah.
Most people did. And the sad fact about it, some people, they took a hit so bad that I know two personal individuals. They weren't personally associates of mine, but committed suicide. Now these were developers because they were so deep into the bank. And that's the thing that I want to say also right now while we're jumping into this is understand this, that you must, let me say this again, you must learn how to make money when you ain't got no money. Because if it's all about banking and using the bank, you dead in the water. So that's one thing, you know, you got to learn how to do is make money with this. Got to be able to use your brain. You got to be a better thinker, and that's why it's so important to learn this business the right way.
Somebody tells me that perpetual learners are perpetual earners.
Most definitely. Most beautiful quote. But this is the thing, even when we get into quotes, I write quote books. I'm big on quotes, but you got to use them. You have to make sure you understand them first, but you got to implement the principles in your life, because that's what quotes are all about.
Yeah.
One of the quotes I love to use: in order to get your money right, you got to get your mind right.
Yeah.
So when I say that, meaning that you got to know something in order to get this right. And sometimes it's the deprogramming of things that we've heard, that all rich people are evil. Anybody who making money, they scam people, they take advantage of individuals, and that's just not true.
Right.
That's just not true.
So let's talk about, you know, now we talked about your experience. So tell us, who is Mr. Tycoon? What makes Mr. Tycoon do what he does? I mean,
Oh,
I know you got a lot of energy, man. I always watch you online.
Right.
You know, you keep me inspired on the things that I need to continue to do. So tell us, how do you get to do that?
Okay. First of all, my name is Wahid Malik Shakur. So quick story on how Mr. Tycoon came about. 18 years ago, when me and my wife got married, and she wanted me to be an electrician to learn how to work on houses. It ain't always been gravy. First of all, understand that Mr. Tycoon wasn't always Tycoon. There wasn't even a T in it. So my name is Wahid Malik Shakur. My wife came up with the name Tycoon Investments.
Wow.
And when I first got started wholesaling, individuals, especially my light-skinned brothers, said they couldn't say Wahid, so they called me T or Ty, short for Tycoon Investments.
Okay.
However, I started making money doing the business. People started calling me Tycoon. Then, after 3 years in the business, I made my first million, and I'm going to say this, on paper. Now, I had some cash, but being worth $1 million on paper is not the same as being liquid. So let me say that.
That's right.
Let me say that. Because when the bubble happened and I had some paper and I had a lot of paper assets and the bank took my equity lines of credit, that's a whole nother story. But however, after those 3 years, I started teaching and people started calling me Mr. Tycoon. I got a copyright, started doing books, and everybody mostly around the country who knows me, some people don't even know my name, what we call my birth name, my legal name, because Mr. Tycoon is mine. So all y'all individuals who got it out there, I got it copyright. I just don't feel like fucking with y'all and coming after y'all. But the thing is, that's how Mr. Tycoon came about. I've always been inspiring as far as for myself, loving athletics. I was sharing with one of your partners here, I played professional tennis for a brief moment. And, when I was doing that, I had the opportunity to speak to the youth about, health and about athletics and getting into the game of tennis. And so I've always been a speaker, and one thing I didn't want to be was just a motivational speaker, just motivate individuals. Right. I enjoy inspiring individuals. That's what Mr. Tycoon does, is inspire individuals to know, hey, I came from the bottom, I'm here now, and I want to go higher, 100 million. That's what I want to do, bust the clock.
Definitely.
It ain't about I want the plane and this and that. I've had some of the toys, but the thing is, I want to inspire individuals, but the second part of that, I want to educate them. Right. Because one thing I realized, I'm big on investment. I spent a lot of money, over $100,000, on my education of just learning real estate. That has nothing to do with me learning about speaking, promoting, marketing, even social media stuff that I'm taking classes on right now to learn how to do this. I mean, even technology that you got. Hey, first of all, Mr. Make a dollar a dime. He got this thing set up. We got cameras everywhere. As I was telling Jim, I ain't seen this many cameras since when I signed with Adidas. I was like, okay, this is a press conference, So, but that's where we are today. When we first got started in the business years ago, there was no social media. Absolutely. There was no being able to take a picture at the house. We had digital cameras separate from my camera, from our phone. Yeah. And so much has changed in the game. And so I'm just overly excited about the business, the opportunities that we can help individuals get to. And we can all earn together and learn together. And as I love to say, we all start eating together. Yeah. Because, as we know, it's 12 o'clock here. We doing what we love to do. That's right. Some people on a job that they hate. Some people in traffic right now. Yeah. And so that's just got me inspired, because I could be doing a whole lot of other things. I could be still working on houses, or be at the IBW pulling wire, or even be on a tennis court that I don't want to be on no more because I'm older now. But I get to do what I love, so I get to inspire individuals, educate individuals, and the thing of mentorship, I help to elevate individuals. As you see the picture behind the camera, I'm on the mountaintop. I'm throwing the lantern down to them, saying, "Hey, climb. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the steps to get up here, but you got to do your own work." That's real. So I've had some great mentors, some great speakers that's been in my life. So I enjoy inspiring individuals. I love what I get to do with my life. Man. I mean, I just love it. The young brothers that you got here with you, encouraging individuals, because I know it's doable. Yeah. It's doable. Yeah. Because I've done it and still doing it, and this man right here is doing it also. So we're not talking about some pie in the sky shit. Yeah. That's real talk. No, you good. You good. You good. Hey, man, we're going to keep it 100. Okay. But what I want to do, though, I want to do it real quick. Shout out to the people that's joining us. We got quite a few people that's joining us. Magic, got your man Anthony Boston on the line. Anthony Big Boston! Hey, I'm trying to work with this 17-year-old, because Anthony Boston was the youngest. He still holds the title. The youngest brother who've done it with me at 19 years old. So shout out to Anthony Boston. Hey, I want to do an interview with you. Hey, I'm going to follow in his footsteps when it comes to this. We're going to start doing the show. But shout out to Anthony Boston. He's still out there doing his thing.
Definitely.
Actually, I was at a closing, and somebody told me that they had a closing with you, but it was through somebody else talking about co-wholesaling. And we were just talking about Anthony, about, for him to be able to be out there teaching right now and still doing the business, he had to learn it somewhere.
That's right.
And so it's proof in the pudding that what he learned from me, he was able to take it and apply.
That's right.
And keep going and keep doing it. Congratulations. And I'm
definitely congratulations.
Six-figure earner also.
Yeah.
If the IRS watching, we just talking. We just joking.
But hey, Anthony is doing some major stuff though, man. Right. And it's always good to connect with him and learn what he's got going on.
Right.
And we got the grind guy, Mr. John Stafford.
What's going on, grind guy? We go back.
The ultimate wholesaler, Mr. Chris Enze, watching. So guys, those of you that are joining us, thank you for watching. We definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in week after week and, continuing to watch the show. So do us a favor. Mr. Tycoon is going to be sharing some major stuff today. So do us a favor, go ahead and share this in your news feeds because we want to make sure the information that we're sharing, people are, get an opportunity to be inspired by somebody that's doing some major stuff. So do us a favor, go ahead and share it. And if this information is good to you guys, do me a favor, go ahead and drop a 1 in the news feed, and then tell us where you're watching from, because I know we're now getting people watching all over the nation. So leave us a message, tell us where you're watching from, and if it's good for you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the news feed, so we know we're doing the right thing for you. So let's get into talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ask some questions. We want to know what you want to know.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna come over here to IG real quick. I see you, Jay World. See you soon also. Andy Rody, and see these people I don't even know yet, but good stuff, guys. Thank you very much. Please ask some questions to those who are on IG.
Yes.
Ask some questions and follow both of us. Follow both of us because we dropping gems. As I said, I wrote a book talking about jewels of your crown, and the whole thing is we want to share knowledge with you, things that are working today, and we're gonna let you know what's not working.
Yes.
So this is how you learn. But link up with somebody who can take you to the next level. Quit staying locked down to your current circumstances.
Right. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get with somebody that's already doing it and invest in yourself.
Right.
That's one of the.
You got to pay the price.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Let me unbutton my coat. We got to get out this mentality thinking that we're going to learn everything on YouTube or even on shows like this. This is a great show, but it's impossible for us to give you everything from A to Z of content right here. That's why mentorship is so important. That's what we got away from when we went to apprentice school. When an individual became apprentice and was apprentice before, whether they were a locksmith, they went to work with an individual for little money to learn. So when they became a master at the craft, then they was able to charge this price. But they had to learn before they earned. And in our generation right now, the younger generation, not my generation, the younger generation have a problem with investing in education. Everybody wants something for $19. And let me just say this. Jay-Z said it best. He said, I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99.
Right.
I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $999. See, understand that you're not going to get $1 million blueprint for $19 or off of YouTube. But again, it's the two things that's missing that people have to understand. You got to get the basic training, and then you need the support. Because you can buy a program, but what happens when you want to get on the phone? What did he say I'm supposed to say? What did she say I'm supposed to say? That's where the support comes in. Yeah.
And I'm just going through some of the comments, just looking at some of the people that somebody saying, she says she's offered hard money lending, so there's some deals. Okay, we'll do that. Got some folks watching from California, Miss Vivian Williams. Thanks for joining us from California. So it must be early in the morning there for you. Watching in California.
I got one right here. Somebody's up in Cleveland on First Equity Investment saying that you got a property and hopefully you say you got it under contract, but it's being marketed by a realtor at the same time. First of all, me personally, if the realtor has it under contract, I don't mess with it. Because the thing is, the person really only supposed to be doing it with one of the two, one you or the realtor.
The realtor, yeah.
So first of all, they're unscrupulous in the first place. So I will either wait for it to expire or tell them to unlist it, but you really can't do it at the same time. I don't do that. People tell me they got it listed. I say, well, call me when it's unlisted. And this is the thing that you got to shift your mentality. I'm big about the mentality. You got to understand we live in an abundant world. It's another deal out there. But if you ain't doing enough marketing, then once you get something, you try to turn some shit in the sugar. See, understand it. If it's shit, if it ain't no deal, it ain't no deal. You can't make it a deal. If the numbers don't work, the numbers don't work. If it's listed with an agent, it's listed with an agent. Wait till it expire, or if they unlisted. My students ask me all the time, well, should I tell them to unlist it? Not if it's under a short sale case or a very serious situation going on. But under normal circumstances, that's what they got listed with. Call me when it expires, when you don't get what you think that the agent told you this house is worth, because they're working on commission.
Yeah.
And so they want to sell it as high as they can. They're not really looking at the market value sometimes. That's not all agents, so I don't want to get a long feed of agents. Mr. Tycoon said agents don't know what they're doing. Most of them don't when it comes to investing. They know how to list a house, and they know how to show houses. But investing is totally different. It's like football and basketball between the two businesses.
Yeah, most agents I found are in more traditional mindset of how to get a deal done. Right. So let's talk about you led into it. Let's go into that lane about what's a deal and what's not.
Okay. All right.
I know old school.
Right.
From what I'm accustomed to, we always looked at 65% ARV.
Correct.
But the market is moving to the 70% ARV.
Right. What
happens in the move, first of all, and then what makes it not a deal? I'll let you handle that part. I know, because I know I've seen some crazy stuff out there.
Right. And as we was talking about, it's so many wholesalers out there, investors out there. Whatever the homeowner will let them write a contract up for, that's what they'll put on the contract for.
Yeah.
And then they'll just market it. It ain't got to make sense. See, the thing is, when you work with me or you learn at my tutelage, one thing you're going to understand is how to really back up what your value is or what you're asking for your property. Yeah. And we're just going to use a simple scenario right now. We're going to use a $100,000 ARV. First of all, what is an ARV? After repair value? Meaning it's a house that has sold within a 1 mile radius. The closer to the house, the better. So we're going to say in this instant, a house that's sold on the same street your house is on. So we're going to say, since we up in Buckhead, we're going to say 1, 2, 3 Buckhead. That's the house we got. 1, 2, 4 Buckhead, just sold for $100,000. Now, if it was up here, it's going to be $1 million. But $100,000 just so we can keep the math easy. And the house needs $10,000 in work. Now, what did we come up with the 65% rule, or even now they say the 70 or 75% rule? We're going to just use 65 right now. It's because you wanted to already have, for your fix and flip guys, a built-in profit of 35%. Yeah. Plus, hard money lenders, as I heard somebody on their channel, they using hard money lenders. Hard money lenders back in the day only would do 65% of loan to value. That include purchase price and rehab. Yeah. So you're getting a seminar right here, which you don't even know. Right. So in this case, house worth $100,000. We multiply times 65% because we know already we're wholesalers. And Mr. Make a dollar out of a dime right now, he's the buyer. He's gonna fix and flip this house. We know his lender only gonna give him 65%. Right. And that got to be his purchase price and his rehab money. So 65,000. So now we look at the seller. The seller say, we know we're 65. We looked at it and say 10,000. So we know we're at 55. Now we got to back out how much I want to make. Do I want to make it 10 or 5? So I'm saying we want to make 10. So we know the most we can pay in my system, maximum offer price, mop up the deal. You may hear mail, maximum offer amount is, we said 65 minus 10, 55 minus 10, 45. So as soon as I talk to Mr. Make a dollar out of dime, and he say he want 30,000, the first thing I'm gonna do now, this is extra what I'm giving y'all bonus right now. The first thing I'm gonna do is go, I need this. I'm gonna do it whether on the phone or in front of her. I'm gonna go through all that. Yeah. The reason why, because if he say 30 and I say yes, okay, let's do it. The first thing that's gonna jump into his mind as a homeowner is I could have got more. So it's gonna be hard to get that contract signed. So we do 30. I already know I can pay 45 for it. So I'm gonna say, I was thinking more like 22, 23. You at 30. I say, so what do you think about 22? He may say, no, I can't do 22. Maybe I can do 28. I say, okay, well, you at 28, I'm at 22. We 6 between us. Let's be fair about it. Let's meet in the middle. And I'm going to put my hands up like that. Let's be fair about it. See, this is psychology that I teach my students. So he's going to say 25. I just got to kill a deal. Because remember, I can pay up to 45 now for it. Yeah. Remember that. But this is math. There's a formula. There's a system. Absolutely. Success is not a secret. It's a system.
That's real.
So now I know I got a deal. So now when I call up Joe, fix and flip guy, and I'm ready to sell it to them, I say, here's your comp, it's at 100. Here's the repairs that's needed, 10,000. I'm just listening. I'm not going to give him a full report. And I'm overestimating him when I'm doing that. And I'm going to say, listen, I'm asking 55 for it. I got it for what? We just said 26?
Yeah.
Y'all do the math on that, 26 and 45. We put out there for 55 because his 10,000.
Right.
So I got all that kind of spread in it, so I can put out there for 55. But if Scott come back to me and say, Tycoon, I can give you 48 for it. What I'm gonna do first of all? Y'all should know it by now. You killing me. I mean, me and my family got to eat too. You know how many yellow letters I passed out? You know how many postcards? Because Grant Cardone said it best. Sell or be sold.
That's
so
right.
I'm gonna sell him on why I got a family. See, I used to get this all the time when I first got started. My son ate. So before that, people are like, man, I got kids, Tycoon. You ain't got no kids. You don't understand. So now I be like, I got a son, little thing. He go to a good school. He want to travel. He got a passport.
Right.
He want to drive what I drive in the mini version. So, but the thing is, it's all based on the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. But the very first thing you got to do is first of all have access to MLS or some system where you can get a real good comp for ARV. And then you got to use a formula, which is a 65% rule, 75% rule. And the numbers speak for themselves. They speak for themselves. This ain't something we making up.
Right.
It's a system almost like Betty Crocker when she give you a cake recipe, 2 eggs, a cup of water. It's the same thing we do over here. That's why I want to tell people I don't talk people into doing deal. I negotiate, but I back up what I'm talking about with proof. I may look up at the house and see the roof and see some cracks, or back in the day I used to carry a marble around and put it on the floor. Any house a marble gonna roll.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I wonder if it got foundational problem. They're like, foundational problem? So they in their mind, they're like, oh, that costs a lot. I mean, had the house ever settled? Do you have any cracks in the wall? All houses settle. But again, it's how you present it to make sense. And it all comes back to the person's need. The first thing that, and again, when we buy a house, they got to have a problem already.
Right.
If they don't have a financial problem with their house, or they don't have a financial problem, they're not selling their house at a discount where it makes sense for us. So that's the very first thing that we got to understand. Is it a deal or a dud? And so many people, they say they want, like the same instant, $100,000, the person said, well, I want $75,000 for my house because I saw it on Zillow. They selling for $75 down the street, and one of them just sold for $120. I know my house need a little work. They ain't even got no roof on their house. The roof done fell in. They talk about, that's just a skylight. That's just a skylight. And so, people getting this misinformation, and they're like, okay, let me write it for 75. I got a contract. I got a deal. No, you got a contract.
That's right.
You got a contract, and based on the numbers, it's worth 100. It need 25 in work. You ask for 75. You selling the house at retail.
Right.
But you got people who don't know no better. And then they be like, why this deal ain't moving? I got all these contracts. Anybody who watching right now, you can go to any neighborhood and write a contract, overpay for the house, and a person will write a contract with you. Just overpay.
All day long.
And they write contracts all day long for you, and then you're going to give them more than $10. You're going to give them 10% down or $1,000. But again, you come over here, we're going to teach you how to do it the right way.
So let's get into that. Let's go to the dud part.
Okay.
Now we teach them how to get a deal. So what's the craziest scenario that you've had where somebody? I mean, I don't know. I know you do wholesaling,
right?
So I'm sure you probably on some people's buyers list,
right?
So what are some of the craziest things that you've received from a wholesaler that made you just say, if I could teach them, I know that they'll be a whole lot better? What are some of the craziest deals you've seen?
What I'm talking about right now, where the rehab costs and what they're asking for the house makes the house 100% financed.
Yeah.
They saying the ARV is $100,000, needs about 20 to 25, and I'm asking $75,000 for the house. I'm like, all you gotta do is add them two together, and there's no room for no profit.
Right.
Or one of the other things is people send you a deal, but they don't tell you the address. They're like, what about the numbers? But this is inexperienced, because I know what they think is somebody gonna steal their stuff. But how can I give you a true analysis of a deal without knowing where the address is? You just telling me the numbers.
That's because they don't have it under contract.
Right.
That's what I find.
Right.
They don't have it under contract. First of all, that's why they don't want to give up the address. So some of the situations that I've seen where people are inflating ARVs and they're downplaying the repair costs. What I find in a lot of situations is that the trouble with that is that you have some people that are paying some of those things.
Right. Greater fool theory.
Say it again.
The greater food theory. They're looking for a greater food than them who wrote this up. But again, you can't stay in the business like that.
Right.
And as you're saying, the thing is, this is why it's important for you, whether you're a fix and flip guy or girl, as a wholesaler, as a buy and hold, you got to do your own due diligence. I tell people, even when you buy my deal, go do your own research. Do your own due diligence. I mean, I got a house right now. I got comps anywhere between 165 and 315 within a 1 mile radius. Documented in MLS. Now you choose what kind of rehab you want to do.
Right.
I get people who text me or DM me, "What's the real comps?" I mean, it's what you choose. They are. It's a whole range of them. Are the streets different on them? But you got to go out and do your own due diligence. I'm giving you the numbers. I'm telling you what I want for the house. You come back, do your own due diligence. Because if you buy on what I just say or anybody else, you end to get burned. I'm not here to take advantage of anybody, but you got to do your own due diligence. That's what the due diligence means. You do your own due diligence.
Yeah.
Because if you just believe somebody, I promise you, if somebody got some swampland, is going to tell you it's a, it's about the belt line. The belt line coming through everything in Georgia right now. Everybody talking about everybody. Let me say that. You know I'm from the Cape.
Everybody.
The belt line. The belt line. The belt line. Hey, I got so hurt over there with the first dome over in Vine City. So is the belt line coming? Yes. I mean, I know it's up here in Buckhead. I know it's a part over in the West End already, but it's not completed yet. But nevertheless, you still got to be able to do your due diligence. And this is the other part that I want to say about that is don't get caught up in speculation about what's coming. I do all my investing now based on what the numbers say now. And I do look for the upside, like the house that I'm talking about. It's in that area that's going through the transition, but the numbers say this right now. I go 1 block over, I can see a whole half of a street that's boarded up on one side. Or they got all duplexes on the other side of it. But the thing is, so I deal with the facts today. You know, as you know, I do another episode called 50, F it, something, I'm 50. And my thing is...
What's it called, man? Tell them what it's called.
It's called Fuck It, I'm 50. You know, I just give it to them straight. This sits on my board, on my desk. I got it when I was in Cuba just a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to the grind guy. He told me about how I was going to be. But I got this fuck it finger over there because at this point in my journey, in my life, it's like this, that I'm only just really deal with what is. And anything else, you want to argue with it, fuck it. Okay, you win. What Jay say? I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. And so the thing is, I tell people you got to deal with the cards that's being dealt right there in your hands. The cards that you have. If the comps say this is what it is right now.
Right.
Now
that's
you can speculate, but that's how you get hurt with speculation that Marta coming down to make it. I remember when that was hot. Everybody was talking about Marta was coming to make it almost a decade ago. So everybody ran down there buying stuff. I wholesaled a whole lot of stuff because people were speculating, is Marta in making y'all? No. No, it never happened. The first dome was built. We knew Vine City was going to change.
Yeah.
A lot of us got killed over there. Not physically killed, financially killed, trying to hold on, waiting on it. Now, I believe it's going to change because they said Arthur Blank said in order for him to get the Olympics over there and the city's got behind it, that we're going to see a change. I can't go over there now. I got too hurt over there. I'm gun shy. You know, I'll wholesale, but I'm not. That ain't my area right now. So
So tell us about that. Well, actually, let's go back. We got a couple folks that have chimed in. We have Vivian says she's eager to learn.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, Vivian. That's Vivian that's watching from California.
Okay, Vivian.
And
earn with Tycoon.com.
Yeah. And Deona Latham says, is there a license required to do these transactions?
No, there is not. The reason that we don't need a license, and I thought I may have a contract, gentlemen, one of y'all just hand me one of them folders over there. It's a contract in one of those folders. That one will do. The reason you don't have a license is because of this piece of paper right here. This is a binding contract. The reason we don't have to have a license, when I write this house up or when I wrote this contract up, it gave me control. It gave me an equitable portion in this deal. So that's why I don't need a license. Now, we're going to say this is a real estate agent. He has a license.
I'm not.
Which he's not. We're just using an example. He has a license to list this house. See, he don't have control. He just has a license to list it. So when we wholesale houses, we get control. In this scenario, now he's the fix and flip guy. I got it under contract. This one particular for $25,000. I said, listen, hey, I got this great deal for $35,000, and the comps are this, the numbers are this. He said, okay, yeah, okay, I want it, $35,000. Okay, that's how the numbers work.
Right.
Now I can either sell him my contract, which is called an assignment, or I can do what's called a double closing, where I close it. He's at the same attorney's office already, and he buys it from me right after I buy it, and that's called a double closing. It's a little more technical than that, but the reason you don't need a license because you got to have a signed contract. You cannot sell somebody's house that's your boy or your partner without having a binding contract. And it don't have to be a physical contract. It can be the piece of paper, as long as there's an agreement and both people sign on it.
Right.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus.
Good stuff.
This Saturday, September 23rd, I'll be teaching the full class. And you can use my paperwork, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we're going to definitely tell them how to get in contact with you. We have Kristen. Hey, Kristen, thanks for watching. She says, do you ask the wholesaler if they are actually holding the contract with the seller, or are they daisy chaining? Are you saying, do we ask that question? I always ask the question if they're direct to the seller. I think that's the question she's asking.
Yes. We always ask that, and that's one of the reasons that I don't do a lot of co-wholesaling, even though individual been asking me to teach that that portion of the business, because of just what she just talked about. And for those who don't know what daisy chaining means, is that I got on the contract, then he get a contract with me, and then somebody else get a contract, and then somebody else get a contract, and next thing you know, I had out there for 40, now it's out there for 60, and so when the buyer finally buy it, it may not be a deal anymore,
right.
But then all these pieces of the check is cut. All these people show up at the closing like, so the Jackson 5 reunion. You're like, God damn, I thought Michael was dead. Everybody show up. You're like, who all in on this deal? And the buyer looking like, what's going on here? The seller looking like, unless it's a double close, but still, what are all these people doing here? And the first person who got it usually only know about this person. He don't know it got daisy chained all the way down. Just means it just got linked up. And a lot of times the end buyer, as I said, a lot of times you call that person, as we were talking about, people who don't know no better when they buying the greater food theory.
The greater food theory.
They was just a greater food than the person who got it before them, and they're like, okay, I got the hot potato now, and when you get stuck with the hot potato, you lose. And they got stuck with the hot potato and overpaid for the property. So that's not a good thing. And that's why I do my deals, and while my marketing pieces around here, I was going to show you, I still do my own deals marketing, but I do co-wholesale with my students, and time people on the outside, if they allow me to know who the buyer is, and sometimes I want to talk to the seller myself to make sure that we have proper agreement.
Right.
Yeah. I have a question over here. What if his house is under contract, but I can't find a buyer? What you doing to happen?
It depends on how much. I mean, if it's a deal, if I got it under contract, I know it's a deal. And if I can't find a buyer, I'll buy it.
Okay.
Because I'm usually going to try to find something that I would actually buy.
Right.
And that's for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In my case, most of the time, I will close stuff if it's a deal. Now, do we put stuff under contract sometimes that the numbers aren't quite where we want to be at? Because I believe in the spaghetti theory. I mean, write it up, throw it against the wall, it may stick. However, that's why you have in your contract that in my contracts, I don't know about nobody else's contract, it says the only thing that I can lose is the earnest money, which we only put down $10. So you're going to have deals that you're not going to be able to find a buyer for. I mean, I got one right now that we got for $11,000, but I'm not willing to take that $11,000 risk because of the street that the house is on. And our contracts expired yesterday. I said, we'll call them back and see if we can get extended. Let's lower the price on our side. And the seller may do it, the seller may not. But at the same time, we're not jeopardizing ourselves. Remember, you can do this business without cash or credit.
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is buy a deal that was unable to be moved in 30 days. Maybe it's because you're inexperienced, or it may be that the market's saying, or you ain't got to the right person, that it ain't a deal. Even though the numbers are there on paper, because of the situation where the house is, this particular house I'm talking about, it sits right here, and 4 houses on both sides of them are vacant.
Oh.
And the grass is almost as high as the house. So, are there somebody who's creative enough to go over there? They may go pick off the rest of those houses. We just weren't able to find them. And I got an extensive buyer list. But that happens sometime. This is business.
Yeah,
and that's why I want to let you all know. And sometimes my students get, Mr. Tycoon, you supposed to be. I say, I'm not Jesus. I walk on water some of the time, not all the time. And that's the thing.
Walk on water in the shower.
I walk on water summertime, not all the time. And the thing is, that's going to happen to the best of the best. So I think I had one more question also. Do you use a nail gun or a staple gun to hang your bandit signs?
Get him.
Get him. I'm glad I brought it in. Staple gun. Nail guns are old school.
Yeah.
Ooh.
People use nail guns to hang signs?
Yeah. Well, I think that when you say nail gun, I hope you're talking about the little orange things and you hammer it up. I hope you're not talking about an air gun, nail gun.
Yeah.
You know, because what you gonna have the wire from your trunk? Doop. No, we use a little staple gun like this, get the longest ones as possible, and that's what I do. I know a lot of individuals teach to put them out on Friday and pick them up on Sunday. That's not what I do. I put mine on telephone poles. However, come to the live training, I'll talk about how to get around the code enforcement, things of that nature, unless you want to share that. I'm not sharing that.
Yeah, no. We'll leave that.
Let me button back up. Y'all get me hot in here. Cut the air back on. I ain't know we gonna get this hot in here.
We got Kristen that says again. She says, "Okay, we know that." She said, "An appraiser only looks back 6 months." That's truth. We have LA won bid for the Olympics. Okay, that's good too. She said, where would she obtain the documents online? I guess she's talking about the documents that you're showing as far as a seller agreement.
Oh, go to earnwithtycoon.com/silver membership. All the documents are back there. It's $197 a month. Or if you just want all my paperwork, you can actually get the bronze level, where you can actually send deals to us, almost like what some people call them bird dogs. I call them lead executive generators, where I would teach you until you're in a position because of time-wise, and this is for $99 a month, but let me just let you all know, for $99, you can go back there and download all my contracts, my buying contract, my selling contract, my assignment contract, my weekly report sheet, how we actually go out and market, our marketing campaigns, my yellow letters, my bandit signs, all my contacts of who does all my printing work. But back to the paid program right here.
You said you don't call them bird dogs, you call them what?
Lead executive generators. See, we're not dogs.
Okay.
We're not dogs. So we're legs. You're a lead executive generator. See, I changed the title. You know, you're not a garbage man. You're in sanitation.
Make sure y'all write that down.
All I ask, speaker's etiquette. The first time you use it, just give me credit. After that, it's yours. You're like, oh my God. They were like, $1 on a dime. And did you hear what he called me? I'm a leg. I'm not a bird dog. I'm a leg. I'm a lead executive generator.
I'm gonna tell you, I gave you credit when I used turning leads into deals.
Yeah, right. Okay, long. Hey, I'm like Jay.
You don't have a deal unless you have a lead.
Right. Hey, I'm like Jay. I don't need a script. One take.
We have Chris Enze, the ultimate wholesaler, says, how do you deal with the sellers that try to back out?
Well, I really 90% of the time I don't fight sellers that attempt to back out of a deal. 90% of the time, it all depends on where I am in the deal, as far as about to go to closing. Do I have a buyer for it? Was I closing it myself? And this is one of the reasons I want to talk to you all right now. For those who are brand new in the business, that you may want to get with a mentor who has the ability, whether it's his own funds, like myself, or my private lenders, that when a deal is that great that I will close it before we even put it on the market.
Right.
Because the fact is, remember, dealing with the cards that are dealt in our world. Fuck it, let me tell y'all the truth. There are unscrupulous investors out there that will go behind your back. They see you got a house buying at 1-2 Peachtree. They see you got a contract. They look it up. They say, that's Mr. Make a dollar out of a dime house. They go to him and say, Mr. Dollar, make a dollar out of a dime. Mr. Tycoon got your house and he's selling it for $60,000. I wrote up with him for $40,000. He like, what? He say, well, Mr. Dollar out of a dime, this is the unscrupulous investor. I'll give you $50,000 and I'll close in 7 days. He like, okay, I'm gonna cancel that with him and I'm gonna come back and do it with you. There are investors out there who will do that. So there's two things that you can do. One, you can either close it. Two, you can go down to the courthouse and file an affidavit. I don't take that time. I got it inside my course. I may have used it twice. But this is the thing, I haven't had to go to court to make somebody sell me something. But in my understanding of the court system and dealing with investors, we are right there below car salesmen. So, possibility, you go to court. First of all, do you have the financial means to go to court to fight about it? You clouded the title.
Right, yeah.
So they can't sell it. But then sometimes they will title over that. You know, so it's all kind of, but the thing is, do you have the money to go fight for it? Two, is it enough money in the deal to fight for it? And three, what went wrong? You know, did an unscrupulous investor come behind your back And let me just say this, when that does happen and you try to raise the price, they ain't gonna never stop. They're gonna want whatever you was getting. You know, when sellers get you and they bend you over, they going as far as they can to get the money. Because again, remember, this is their asset that they're selling, and before you open the door, wasn't nobody to buy it. But now you the bad guy. And this is the thing that we gotta just deal with and accept the fact. Has it happened to me? Yes, it has. Does it happen often? No, it doesn't. I got 2 deals that I personally closed just recently because the deals are so sweet. $25,000 assignment fee gonna be in it, or $35,000. When I say assignment, a wholesale fee, $25,000 to $35,000 on 2 different deals. I knew the deal was sweet enough. The numbers were there, so I closed them myself, and now I can put them out there, and I ain't worried about it. And I've been getting lowball offers, and it feels so good when you're in a position, after you've been in the business long enough, whether it's your own cash or having private lenders, not hard money lenders. Let me say, it's a difference between hard money and private lending, where you ain't got to sell it.
Right.
Like this one instance, I got a house out there for $85,000. Person called me, I want to give you $60 for it. I'm like, okay, thank you for your offer, agent. Long contract, all these stipulations in it. I said, I told you, a guy when he was coming, I had an offer for 72 already. So then they called back a week later. Well, we can give you 72. We can take out the stipulation of 30 days and 10 days due diligence. But when you know what you're doing, you ain't got to deal with that bullshit.
Right.
When you know what you got, you ain't got to give it away. And that's what new investors do when they get the house under contract. The first person offering them something above what they got it for, they're like, okay, let me jump on it. Let me, I got to get this because they're hungry, and I understand that. But again, if you know your numbers and you know what you got, and you're a good marketer, you ain't got to be great yet, but a good marketer, at least go to your local REITs or come to meetings that this brother has, or wherever you are, have meetings that people are showing up that really buy, they're going to buy your deal. It ain't personal. This has nothing to do with color, skin, or sexuality. And when I say sexual, I mean male or female. It's not about, well, she holds more deal because she a female. No, hey, if it's a deal, he'll buy from you or she'll buy from you.
Right.
All right.
We got Kristen that says, a realtor can help get buyers in your homes better by working with great mortgage partners and get people on lease purchase plans. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I don't think that's a question.
Yeah, lease purchases work. But again, we're talking about wholesaling right now. But yes, you're absolutely right. Some of my wholesale deals, I give them to agents. But I do it on a flat fee. So yeah, agents play their role in this business. But I'm not gonna say they do everything better. But that's it. But
you're right.
What do you say? Okay. What's her name?
Kristen Smith.
Okay, Kristen. Okay.
So let's talk about, let's see, we coming up on 15 minutes into the hour. But again, thank you guys for watching. And I only seen a few ones when I asked you guys to drop a 1 earlier. So I'm gonna ask you again, if this information is good to you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments, and definitely tell us where you're watching from. And let's talk about your program. What kind of programs you have that you teach doing teaching in?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm so glad you asked that question. Thank you very much for
asking that question.
Yeah, we covered it a little bit. But you can go to earnwithtycoon.com. I believe a lot in mentorship. Now, some of you all may not know this. I spoke for over 10 years for Get Motivated, the big seminar company, and spoken all around the world. I know Than Merrill personally. I remember with Donald Trump, I actually sat in on for a production group. That's what I used to do as far as producing seminars when Donald Trump came up with Trump University. A lot of people don't understand how that was put together, but that's a whole nother story. But the thing is, I've been in the real estate business and the seminar business for a long time. And the thing is, my program is more on mentorship than just paperwork. Because the thing is, you can get the paperwork, but what happens when you get on the phone with a seller and they say something that is not in the script? Or you're looking at the paperwork, but you forgot what it said in the video or DVD or at the live event, how he said fill it out.
Right.
That's what separates my program from a lot of other programs that's out there, is that I believe in the mentorship that comes along with it. And assisting. So what we've just launched is an online portion, because everything that you heard about Anthony Boston or Kendall, these individuals are right here in Atlanta, and people have been asking me for an online program. So I put together an online program with support from my platinum students, individuals who pay anywhere between $25,000 and $45,000 a year to work with me personally. You will work with one of those individuals online, via email, via text, and the program started at $99 up to $497. Very inexpensive from my course materials. But I'm going to say right now, you can reach out to me personally, just for those who are on here. I usually don't do this, 404-585-1164. Again, that number is 404-585-1164. But one thing that I offer in my program, all of them provide all my my teaching information as far as contracts, my marketing material, just showing you some of the stuff. Our yellow letter and bandit signs. I talk about what do you do with these once they come back. These have already been melted out. These are the ones that come back. Most people do this. They throw them in the garbage. Yeah, but I'll show you how to skip trace them. I'll show you how to turn these dead letters into dollars. Because most people, 90% of investors, once they get them back, they're like, fuck it. And they throw them away. So we teach you how to do that. And we have weekly webinars with myself or one of my platinum students. But it's hands-on. It's not a one-night stand. I'll just say it like that. It's a relationship.
Not a hit it and quit it.
Not a hit it and quit it. Look at it. He coming to my side.
It's rubbing off.
Right. And I even want to say that right there because that was one thing I want to touch on. Association. Yeah. You got to associate with people who making it happen. People who believe in this business. See, we don't have to believe it. It don't take faith for us to do this.
Right.
It shouldn't even take faith for you. All you got to do is pour the water on it and mix it. See, we try to get y'all to wake up. Remember the cup? Ding, 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 ding. See, we're trying to hypnotize you. We're trying to hypnotize you into believing in yourself.
That's right.
And understand that this business is real.
That's right.
Because one thing is for certain, all of us, as long as we on this thing called Earth, got to stay somewhere. So you can't tell me real estate don't work because somebody owns the real estate that all of us live in.
That's real.
So understand that if you own it or if you got some part in that play, and one of my mentors say, the more dollars you waddle in, the more stick to you.
Wow.
So we dealing with a big ticket item, so we can just make a small percentage.
Wow. The more dollars you waddle in, the more stick to you. That's good stuff.
Ain't nothing wrong with selling pencils or pens. But Cat Williams said, you still selling dimes. And hey, when we talking about making a small check over here, we talking about anywhere between sometimes $1,000 and $2,500. That's a small assignment fee over here.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is do 2 of them a month.
Wow.
Just 2.
Wow. So that brings me to the idea of what some people misunderstand. They think they have to make $5,000 to $10,000 of every deal that they do.
No.
So if you do 2 or 3 a month,
right, you good.
Yeah.
But again, it comes back to your lifestyle, and these are things that I teach my students also. Never live above your lifestyle because it's a universal phenomenon. The more money you make, the more your personal income will match that. Mm-hmm. You make $30,000, you spend $35,000. You make $80,000, you spend $90,000. You make $1 million, you spend $1.2 million. See, but the beautiful thing is when you just start off like I'm teaching my son right now, live on 50% of your income. Mm-hmm. So as your income goes up, you still get to live on 50%.
Right.
Now the thing that you could increase once your income started improving and increasing is my expenditures, in a sense, expenditures toward my investments. Mm-hmm. See, we always want to make that money and keep working. See, if you look at money as a seed, once you plant a seed in the ground, there's a harvest. When you plant one corn seed, many heads of corn come off of that.
That's right.
And then we can get into compound interest. But the thing is, only because your income goes up don't mean your living expenses come up. Mm. And I like nice things, truly. I truly like nice things. But one thing the bubble showed me is having shit all over the country and talking about I got a house here in Miami and I got this and I got these several cars. And every month you got to pay insurance on them. I don't care if they pay it off.
Right.
Because one thing about those liabilities, they're not assets until they get old. You know, Jay-Z said it best. He said, hey, I bought a piece of artwork. He said, then he talks about, hey, I wish I had bought Dumbo back when I could have bought it for $1 million, but now it's worth $3 million. He say, how I feel like Dumbo. See, some of the wholesale deals that you're selling right now will be those Dumbo deals, but again, it's where you at financially.
Right.
Don't try to buy and hold until you're in a financial position to buy and hold. And you see that, y'all can't see that right over there? That's a payment that I make on one of the houses that I took over subject to. I don't like making payments on stuff that I ain't got a lease purchase person in, but I'm financially able where I ain't pulling out my hair, I ain't got to work overtime, but I'm in that financial position now. I ain't always been like that.
Right.
And right even now I can't have too many of them that I'm paying on without being upset.
Right.
I can afford to do it, but I don't want to do it. So that's why you want to be astute in what you are doing and learn how to do this business and always keep wholesaling as a go-to move. You know, in sports, all players got their go-to move.
That's right.
This is my go-to move. You know, it's like, and go right, because I couldn't go left. So it was always like, he may dribble one time to the left, but he coming back right. See, I'm always coming back to wholesale. 90% of what I still do today is wholesaling. Now, I do some new construction. I got some buy and hold. I got some lease purchases. But I don't talk a lot about that because most people start off where I started at, which is broke and a lot of energy. Got a lot of energy. On fire, ignorance on fire. And ignorance on fire get you just that. Just a fire. You fucking up out there because you ignorant. And understand this, we all ignorant when we first get started. As I was saying, we were talking about setting up. Everybody who's a master was once a mess.
Right.
You can use that. Write that one down.
Yeah, write that one down. We're going to use that one again.
Everyone who is a master was once a mess.
That's real.
That's the thing. You got to be willing to go through that process. It's just a process. And the beautiful thing is when you go through the process with somebody who's able to be your GPS, your global profit center.
Look, that's another one. He dropping some jewels. I hope y'all get them. Don't use them before I do, though.
Right. Because in a sense, what did the prophet do? The prophet brought individuals truth. So we're talking about profit in a sense of bringing the truth, but also showing you how to financially get that freedom.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it's about that. Who said money don't grow on trees? It comes from ideals.
That's right.
See, the thing is, it come out the universal ideals. But again, most people they've even done scientific steps of proving that everybody has at least $1 million idea a year. However, most people never what? Take them to the next level. They think about it, and then they see somebody else did it. I'm like, that was my idea. You remember I told you about that little gun to shoot the money out? Man, I had that idea. Man, I mean, I drew it, but what did you do next? Did you finish the process?
That's right.
I thought about Facebook before, Zuckerberg, that's supposed to be me. And he's sitting around talking about, man, let me show you on my computer where I had this. Okay, but again, at the end of the day, who get to claim the fame? The person who implements. It ain't about going to the rabbit, it's the tortoise, the one who is steady and consistent. And that's why I tell y'all about this business. And I'm gonna close on this. This ain't for show. This was here when he got here.
That's right.
These are my postcards is going out. I'm mailing out postcards whether I got deals closing or not.
You designed them yourself?
Yeah. No, I got a printer who does all of them. But and again, that's when you work with me. We got our own in-house printer.
Oh, okay.
And we can change up the flyer anytime we want to. But the thing is, you got to consistently keep marketing. So I want to say that to you. You got to consistently keep marketing. Never cut off your marketing funnel because that's your finances. So any more questions? I know we come up on time.
We actually we got Dennis Norton that says, I'm always learning and getting educated when I tune in, and I can apply these principles in many areas. Thank you very much. We appreciate that, Dennis. Guys, go ahead. Let's go ahead and shoot some questions. We got, she says, Kristen's trying to start something. She said, realtors do it better.
Okay. You're right. My wife's a realtor. She's a broker. So you're right. They do it better. I don't know what you're talking about better, but I'm talking about something better. But I got a question over here. Individual say Detroit, Michigan, but I invest nationwide and do business nationwide. Okay, what was that? Swacco Sullivan?
Swacco Sullivan, yeah.
Okay, you can email me personally if you're looking for deals here in Atlanta, Mr. Tycoon at Mr. Tycoon. And for those who somebody asked about my program, my personal mentor, you can email me at Mr. Tycoon at Mr. Tycoon, and I'll set up a one-on-one consultation to let you know about my one-on-one mentorship, which includes me flying out to wherever it is that you live at. I see you say you live coast to coast. I don't know where you actually at, but I fly to my platinum and titanium members twice a year to work with them on getting their deals done or their private investor, whatever it is that they actually need. And we also meet verbally over the phone or FaceTime once a week, and you got 24-hour access to me. When I say 24-hour, not actually 24 hours, but it's like you got red phone seniority when you call my phone. I don't just answer the phone. I want to just say that again. Your time is your most valuable commodity. Quit talking to broke people. The only thing broke people can tell you is how to be broke. Quit talking to whiners. Speak to winners. Link up with an individual who got something going on.
That's
when the brother reached out to me because of what I've seen him do over the years. That's why I say, okay, I'll take out the time to do this. This 2 hours of my life that I can't get back.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to look at it. It's that serious because you got time vampires out there. People calling you talking about, hey, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I just see what you were doing. Nigga, I'm busy. I got shit going on. I ain't got time to be fucking. What that song is that? I ain't got time to be fucking with you. They were like, but Linda, listen. Tycoon, listen. I ain't got time for that.
You call them time, what you call it, time vampires?
What you got going on? Nothing. Man, let me tell you about this girl.
Wow.
Man, you been saying this for the last 5 years. You ain't left yet. She ain't gonna do nothing. Or vice versa. It ain't just him, her.
Oh, man. Kristen says, your first deal, what kind of funding did you get and what profit did you see?
My very first deal was a $10,000 wholesale deal. And I made $10,000 and I never looked back after. No, actually, it was a $5,000 wholesale fee. I still got the check. I usually bring it to the seminar because the guy actually ended up paying me in cash because I was just so excited. He gave me $1,000. Back then, they would give you $1,000 earnest money right on the spot. Right. Oh, it wasn't like you got to put it at the escrow. Money was just it was a different time. You know what it's really like for me being 50. Looking at, I watched last night. We watched the '90s. It was some kind of show on VH1. What was it? Yeah, Hip Hop Honors. And realized that I was part of that history. Mm-hmm. See, that's what you'll never see what we saw back in the early 2000s with real estate. Right. How wholesaling was and how much money and how you didn't have to put down.
It wasn't even called wholesaling then. What we call it? Contract assignment or something like that?
It was wholesale because there's the red book right there that I learned from. See that? Say wholesale retail?
Oh, okay.
Wholesale retail, yeah, Ron LeGrand. Yeah, if you can grab it. That's the book that I learned from. And his first book that I did my first deal from is down here. But this how long I go back, giving a shout out to Ron LeGrand, one of my mentors, the mentor who taught me everything about this business. Yeah. Now I got some other individuals but this was a $5,000. Look, you can know it's old. Look, you got DVDs. Some of y'all kids don't even know what this is. They're like, what are MP3s? You know, he read all that. It wasn't a download. Wasn't no download.
Right.
But $5,000 for a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
And that was it. I couldn't call him. He didn't fly in to see me. I had to pay for another course, which he got a green one up there and a blue one that learned about how to do lease purchases and how to do subject to. But those $5,000 courses. And his master's program was almost like $48,000 that I bought. But again, I made the money in the business.
That's right.
That's how I was able to pay for that education. That's why I know, you can't tell me about this. You probably can tell me about how to set up this technology. But this shit right here, this right here, don't make me get my sword out and cut you.
Hey, it's Tycoon, live and direct.
Don't make me cut you talking about, well, I was thinking, see, when you come to me and work with me, let me just let you all know this. You ain't got to do no thinking. Don't talk about what you think, what I thought, and what I heard. I'm going to tell you what is. Yeah. You got to be coachable. Number one, you got to be coachable. Number two, you got to show up. And number three, you got to work hard. If you wouldn't do those things, we can work.
Run that down again.
Number one,
coachable.
You got to be coachable. Number two, you got to show up.
Got to show up.
If we got a seminar, if we got a class, or we doing something online, I'm not putting it on because I like looking at myself. Check, y'all can't see this, but I got big posters in I love me. I don't need you all to hype me up or say you all that. I say it to myself all day, every day. And you better say it about yourself because if you don't love you like you should, nobody else will. So you got to show up. It ain't because of my ego. Plus social media, I can be on stage every day. Sometimes I'll be on here, be one person, be me, and I'll be like, so here we go. So that's the second part. You got to show up. And three, you got to work hard. Yeah. This business goes to the one who put the work in. You ain't got to be the most talented. Yeah. And that's what most people fail at. And even myself, being handsome, being 6 feet, being this, being that, that has been almost a liability for me because some things have come easy to me that I didn't have to work as hard. Wow. And but in my wisdom, I realized that's why he got it. He got it because they outwork you. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to real estate, you ain't gonna outwork me. There's speakers who are a lot further along in their career, make a whole lot more money than me, that stand on stage, and I'll be like, damn, as good as me. But they did it. They put in the work. They're doing what was necessary. Their marketing is better than mine. Wow. And so I had to accept the facts of there are people who will outwork you that's not as talented as you. So talent, as they say, people give more value to that than what is really necessary. LeBron got game. I don't care what to say how big he is. He put in the work. No so doubt, we're gonna leave that right there. And
hey, listen, guys, listen. We coming up on an hour, And look, I just sat here most of this time and listened because I know this dude is dropping some major stuff, and I want to make sure you guys get this information. So, and then, again, those of you that are watching, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and share it in your news feeds. Deonna, we're definitely going to talk. I know we were talking about we were going to get together. So send me an inbox message and we'll talk afterwards. We got Magic Jones say he's wild.
Hey, I just do me, but I love it. And so what you're seeing is somebody who loves to do what they do.
That's right.
And again, first of all, understand this. Life should be fun. Why learning got to be all this sitting up in a university and I'm just here reading this paper and saying, well, the ARV is, 65% of this particular property, 1 mile radius, similar in square footage, and forget that. I'm using my Buckhead language. Let's
language.
Yeah, my Buckhead language. I grew up in Decatur. I like to say I'm from Bankhead to Buckhead. First of all, Bankhead is just a rock throw from Buckhead.
Right.
So
right.
let's understand Atlanta. But the thing is, the business work. If I just can close on that, the business work. But find somebody to teach you the business. Definitely. It's just that simple.
Definitely.
You got to learn the business. It works. And again, be patient. Everybody want to throw it in the microwave. That's not what this business is about. Wow. You see all these letters that I got back? I mean, let me show you how much. Y'all saw how much. This is just one time me going to the mailbox.
Wow.
Y'all see that? This is letters back. What a stamp cost? I don't even care, but let's just say there was 40 cents plus printing. Let's just say I got 50 cents in this. Mm. And I get all these back just like this all the time. So I heard somebody say, what do I spend on marketing? I spend anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000 depending on what I got going on because I got some other partners also. But for the average wholesaler, I tell them if you don't have a budget, a minimum of $500 to $1,500, you never keep a consistent deal flow. Now,
right.
If you're willing to do drive for dollars and sit down, which is one of the most tedious, one of the most difficult things to do, is stop with all the distractions coming at you. Facebook, this, the kids, this, and be able to sit down and really skip trace for 2 or 3 hours a day. Because I got individuals who make 6 figures. All they do is drive for dollars and skip trace. They don't need that budget. They just got gas money.
Yeah.
But me, I market online. I market yellow letters, postcard, bandit signs, and drive for dollars. But now I'm at a point in my investment career that I can hire VAs to do this stuff for me, or my students do some of the things for me. And I'm now using my brain instead of my back. Drop that one on you real quick. You're either going to use your brain or your back to be successful. Most people try to make it with their back, and that's why when they get 65, they broke down. So let's use your brain.
Wow. So we got a lot of quotes that we got to take out. We're gonna make it out of here with him. He ain't going to lock us in here. We got Tim Harvey that said, what's up, Mr. Tycoon?
What's up?
Hey, he said that's the real OG right there.
Hey. Tim, let's do something, man. Now, the last time I saw you, I think we was over at Panera or somewhere, and But again, and this is the thing, just like he just shout out that brother Tim, I know him, we don't never run into the same deals.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's enough deals out here for everybody, but that's an abundant mentality of understanding that. But one thing I would like for us to do, this is shout out to Tim, Ramon, Jay Morrison, all the brothers, especially those in the ATL and those around the world. We want to work with everybody, but let's be like the NBA.
Yeah.
Let's have different teams, but be under one umbrella and do some major things.
That's right. That's right.
So you can have your own team. I got Tycoon. We got my logo. Make a dollar down. Got theirs.
Real life real estate.
Real life real estate. The grind guy. But let's collectively come together like the owners of teams, because we got players who play with us, which we call mentees.
Yeah.
And let's figure out how can we do things collectively. And let's do this. Let's build a subdivision. Let's buy an apartment building and name the floors Tycoon on the first floor or the grind guy on this floor. We can do that with subdivision. Yeah. That's what. That's one of the reasons I want to create 100 millionaires over the next 10 years. Is that we can buy our own subdivision and I can name a street after my son, Sincere Avenue, Tycoon Way.
Wow.
But we can do that. Do you know when you do a subdivision, you get to name your own streets?
Wow.
But this is what we can collectively do if we can get out this crab mentality, or well, he got to be bigger than that. And I've had some of my partners say, Tycoon, can you work with anybody else because you got this kind of fucking attitude your way? I just have it about things that I know.
Yeah.
I asked this brother about, okay, how are these mics that you got? This ain't what I do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I speak.
Me either, but I just figured it out.
Right. But again, you still learn, but you know more than I know. And this is one more gem I'm going to drop. The one-eyed man is king among the blind.
Wow.
All you got to do is be able to see a little further than somebody else.
Yeah.
If you've done one deal, you can tell somebody who hasn't done a deal, you can encourage them.
Right.
That'll make you a master. But that's one of the errors that this younger generation, they do things one time and they're a master. No, but you can show somebody, let them know that, one, it is real, and I can show you how to do this or do that.
Yeah, we got some people dropping some real stuff on here. They say, he's the bomb.
Thank you. I'm glad that y'all met me. You know, I ain't as big as I thought I was because some of y'all never saw me before. So, you know, y'all really helped the brother ego deflate. Like, I spoke all around the world. I was speaking for 10 years, and y'all like, I ain't never heard of you. Mr. Tycoon. I mean,
well, let's do this. Everybody that's heard of Mr. Tycoon before, go ahead and drop a 1 in there as well. I want to know, you know, as my audience, y'all got to know who this guy is. He is all over the place. Right. You know, if y'all ain't following him on social media, how do you catch you on social media?
Find me on social media at IamMrTycoon.com, or you can go sign up for my Daily Tycoonism, which I'm about to start back. Go to MrTycoon.com, sign up for it. I haven't crunked it back up yet. My online mentoring program is Earn with Tycoon. Earn with Tycoon. You get it? Earn with Tycoon. Meaning when you make money, we make money. That's why I can do a program for $99, $197, and $497 online, where I don't personally have to be there in contact with you. But individuals keep asking me how much is my personal mentoring. It's everywhere from $5,000 up to $45,000, and then I have what we call a lifetime membership of working with me. These are individuals who make a little more money. You got to personally have a net worth of $1 million because we want to do some private lending and some development. I haven't built a subdivision yet, but those are things that we want to work on. But you can get in contact with me personally at 404-585-1164. Text me only. I will not take a direct call. Again, that number is 404-585-1164, or you can email me at mrtycoon@mrtycoon.com. That's MRTYCOON. Same thing, at MRTYCOON.com. I want to come back on the show, and I want to do something. You know what would be cool? Us to go in the field and show them us walking the house or things. This is the beautiful thing that you're doing. Not that Mr. Tycoon do it. I get on IG and do the live thing. But, you know, showing you real live content. We didn't have this when we got started. The Red Book, that's what we had. We had to go to a live seminar, sit in a seat, pay for travel, take off for whatever you had to do, arrange the kids, drag your wife along, make your wife sit through all these seminars mad at you. See, I'm talking about real stuff.
Real life stuff.
And I'm in with this. Keep family first, but understand this. Your mate may not understand your mission.
That's right. That's right.
And as I tell my wife, you on the boat, just ride. Don't be trying to, what you doing and what's this and what's that? Baby, just ride. Just ride.
That's what's
if you don't want to learn how to drive, don't ask no questions. See, I just keep it simple. But that's after 18 years you can say that. Don't try that your first year.
Don't try that your first 3 years.
And the thing is, understand that I want to say this about relationships. They require work, and communication is one of the major keys. And understand that you can't change nobody. That's to you as a mentor, as those who are in a relationship. We can't want more for our mentees or our mates than they want for themselves. And that was something that took me years, and I'm still working on. I just had a call with one of my mentors today, and one thing that we was talking about is that you know, I still got to think. I feel like, but if they work with me, I can change them. I can change them. What an all. But you can't. You can't. They gotta want it. They have to want it. And people say, well, how you got so much energy? Because I want so much. And when I say want, I'm grateful. Also, get your grateful journal. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day. So one of the things I write tomorrow is that I'm grateful for this interview. It ain't got to be I close a deal, but I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to do this interview. I'm grateful that I met 2 new young brothers and people who are online. See, you can write but you got to find things and just really stop and appreciate. First of all, we should be grateful we in this motherfucking country. Y'all see the song America. We could be in a dictatorship country or a country where they tell you how many kids you can have, what religion you have to practice, whether you want to practice one or you don't. We in the best country in the world. And then we can just write up a piece of paper and make $5, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 by giving the contract to somebody else. Where else can you do that at?
That's real.
Where else can you do that? And I promise you, I will put out my passport, the one that's already expired. When Jay-Z wrote that hook, I sent it to him. You ain't got no stamps in your passport to fuck with me. See, I've been around the world. Not completely around all the world, but I've been to Africa, I've been to China. Just got back from Cuba, been to Senegal, been to Brazil for the brothers. Stay in Jamaica, But the thing is, understand this is the best country in the world when it comes to entrepreneurship. Now, are there some more beautiful places, more exotic places? Yes. But everybody want to be us outside the country. And then for my brothers and sisters, especially my queens out there of darker skin complexion, y'all are the most desired woman around the world. So fuck what the media want to say about you all. Get it up here in your head and be queens and quit being there's other things out here. All right, I'm in on that. You don't get into that politics.
All right, well, we ran a little bit over, but listen, this is by far one of the best that we've done.
Thank you.
And again, I want to shake your hand and thank you very much for being here today, man. Listen, this is a great opportunity to be able to sit with you, and like I said, I'm sitting here, I'm just listening. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be interviewing, but you dropping knowledge. I'm gonna sit here and listen, even though I can watch this 100 times again.
Right.
But it's inspiring to know that someone such as yourself, will take the time out of your day, because I know you got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, to share your wisdom and knowledge, and your inspiration with a lot of the folks that are watching. So guys, please share this with other folks. This is one of the interviews that, I know will be watched over and over again. I'm going to watch it, a few times myself. But this is what we do. This is what I love to do. I love to be able to share information with people, and we love to share with you real stuff.
It's really real.
I'm gonna say before we start, I said, look, hold back a little bit on it. Hold back a little bit on it.
Right.
But when you got started, I said, you know what? This is what people need to hear.
Right.
People need to hear the realness of what we deal with in this business.
Right.
And whether it's good, bad, or better. You know what I mean? We like one of the slogans is we show people the good, the bad, but the better way.
Right.
And a lot of times people get the fluff, and they don't get the real stuff.
Right.
You see what I mean?
And before we end on that, two things I want to just show you. All right. Now, I ain't going to do no pitch for my son's stuff. However, I want you to see this. This is his own business. He's 8 years old. This ain't a property here. Now, I'm going to ask him to buy one, or the young brother here to buy one before they leave. But the thing is, we got to start teaching our youth about entrepreneurship when they babies, when they young. One thing I tell him is, you only get to spend 50% of what you make. You're going to start learning this now. But also I teach him this, based on your performance, based on his performance, based on my performance, it's either going to be pain or pleasure. Not so much a spanking. But if you ain't making the right kind of money because of your performance, you're going to live where you don't want to live. You're going to drive what you don't want to drive. You're going to eat what you don't want to eat.
Right.
But based on your performance, you can live like this. You can drive like this. You can take breaks like this. You can go on vacation where you on vacation so long, you want to come home.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being on vacation. Seriously, September 11th was my anniversary. We just got back from Cuba and Senegal before that. October 9th, we're going to Cancun for my son's week out of school. So September 11th, out of 18 years, we hadn't been nowhere. But I got an event on the 23rd, just for the record, 23rd. But my point was this. I didn't even want to go nowhere because we had been on the road, and I wanted to sit down and handle my business, work with my students, do what I love. I enjoy travel. But you want to be in a position where you can make that type of decision. And I'm here to tell you, all deals don't close. And I want to end on this. Last week before last, Friday, Thursday night, my students was here. Guy called in. Real true. Called in saying he wanted to buy one of our deals. We had two deals with the same seller. One of them we got for 6, the other one like 13. And the guy called in, the one he wanted, we got it for 6. He was gonna buy it for 33. Called the attorney, hey, we're gonna close tomorrow. The guy on the phone said, hey, I said, well, it's $2,000 earnest money. I said, you'll never know. I'm talking to my student. First of all, don't get excited. So when the guy called, he said he wanted to close tomorrow. He started dancing. I said, don't start dancing until you get to the closing table, and it closed. So the next morning, the wire was there before my attorney got in the office. He said, it's a wire here for $33,000 and some change, Plus, he said I think he sent $35 for the closing fees. And attorney said, okay, let me put his last title. Attorney found out that he had missed a $100,000 lien against the property from 2008.
Wow.
On 2 different houses that the guy owned. That's money we had it right there. We was on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
All he had to do was give it to Bettis. Well, not Bettis, but what's your boy name? Beast Mode.
Lynch.
Just get the Beast Mode. He going in.
Right.
And the deal fell apart right there. Now, the beautiful part about it, if the loan is that old, 2009, 9 times out of 10, it may be, as it was, misindexed, the release, or I can go to the bank and buy it for pennies on a dollar.
Yeah.
But again, if you don't know that, what you do with it? You throw it away. Or we can acquire title. It just takes what? Longer time.
Yeah.
But most people are so motivated. Well, they just throw it away to give up because what? They don't have the knowledge. And the brother just dropped. We can quiet title. Because what I call the seller and say, the seller, because he was getting $6,000. I said, listen, you already got your 100. Because first time we asked him, he said, I don't know nothing about that, no loans. So I had my attorney send it over, attorney sent me the paperwork. I want to say it's in this file right here, sent me paperwork showing his lien against the property through Bank of America, 2006. And he said, okay, yeah, I took out the loan. I said, listen, just deed them over to us. Just deed them over to us, and I'll make that go away. Okay. Okay, then, you right. So now what we waiting on, because we got code enforcement, I didn't want to take them into my company, so I'm going to set up another company, so code enforcement can't find them. Now, this is just Joe. This is code enforcement. This is just only for teaching purposes. I'm not. But you got to think a step ahead of the game.
Definitely.
But I want to let you all know, all deals don't close. You run into problems doing this business. You may go months without closing a deal. Even myself. But one of my saving graces is my lease purchase. But also, I don't live above my means.
Right.
See, the beautiful thing is get to the point of in your life where when the year starts, you can take care of all your living expenses. See, I call it living expenses. I don't call them bills.
Right. Kendall Ficklin says, he says, teach. He
K2!
Said, what's up,
K2! Hey, another six-figure mentee who out there doing his own thing right now. We still partner up and do deals.
He was on with us last week? No, week before last.
Did he say, I showed him the game, y'all? Or did he I was born
we gonna say he did.
Okay, we're going to say he did. We're going to say he did. Hey, but I give him his props. He learned it, and he took it to the next level.
And he's doing some major stuff. Yeah, so shout out to Kendall.
I'm take that away, but I do want to know that he came out of my camp. Like Gruden, your quarterback school, real estate school. You come over here, hey, you go on and you take off.
That's what's up.
See, the one thing about me, as a master teacher, I want my students to go on and do better and bigger than what I did. I ain't trying to hold them back and keep them right here, as some people want to do. No, I want you to know it and go to the next level.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap. Again, listen, we can go on and on with this, but we're going to wrap it right here. Definitely tune in with us next week. Next week, we got Stacey Rossetti, another major person that's playing the game with us. And I want to make sure you guys know that we're doing Shark Tank style real estate investing on October 14th at Coconut Grill. Stay tuned for the marketing. We're gonna definitely have to have this guy come back and hang with us again.
Most definitely.
We got to have at least another hour or two to do this.
All right.
So
I will be there on the 14th, but I know I'm leaving on the 9th, so I don't know when we come back. But I think we're gonna go for 7 days. So that's October, right? So I know I'm leaving on the 9th because the wife texted me October 9th. Hey, but you gotta love your women,
Yeah, no doubt.
If nothing else, she let me know about when the trip. Just have your bags packed. You don't gotta worry about. Back your bags and bring some money. That's all right. You need to worry about.
All right, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.